and I live in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Right, so you're a student of Ronnie?
That is correct, yes.
Just a student, or what else?
I'm now also his disciple as well.
And what does being a disciple entail for you?
Well, that's probably a good question because there's, there's sort of the traditional ideas of maybe being a disciple. For myself, I think of it as a commitment, I guess, to both my teacher and also to the art, to spend all my time that I can to promote it and to study underneath my teacher, to become better at both from a martial arts perspective, but also from, I guess, the philosophy behind the Tai Chi martial art as well. I just think it's probably a bit of almost like a marriage type of thing, or a father and son kind of commitment.
And how long have you been studying Tai Chi?
I've been with my teacher now for just slightly over 4 years.
And had you studied anything else before that?
I had been in martial arts probably really relative terms pretty brief period of time in my life. I started pretty late, but I did study a little bit of a form of, I guess, kickboxing and karate, and then I studied some taekwondo as well. And with my teacher, I guess I did study some wushu and some other different external martial arts as well.
And why Chen style? Why commit to Chen style instead of one of the other disciplines?
That's a good question. And I don't know if I have a great answer to that one. I have thought about it because there has been some people who have asked me, why not one of the external martial arts or any of the other martial arts, really. And I think a big part of it, had to do with my teacher. When I finally found him and being able to study under him, it almost didn't seem to matter what the art was, but because he was so much into the Chen style, that was probably a piece of it. And then just when I started to delve into Chen style Tai Chi, realized the depth of it and the complexity of it, which seemed to make the other martial arts not necessarily seem simple, but just not quite at the same level that the Tai Chi would provide. And with the Chen style in particular, I found because it was such an old traditional form, probably one of the considered to be maybe the oldest form of Tai Chi, it just seemed to have a lot more to it than some of the other forms that have come, or the other styles that have come since then, and more I guess the martial art and fighting ability in it as well. So it's sort of a long kind of road to kind of get there, but that's basically the reason why I've stuck with that now and dropped off some of the other martial arts.
So we're here in Beijing, China, and have you been here before?
I've been here once before. That's right.
This is your second trip now.
That's right.
How does this experience compare?
Well, I think because the last time being in China for my very first time, that's like anything when it's your first experience in anything. It's especially something so foreign to you. It was a lot to take in from it. So I think my first trip was more just getting a feel of China and the experience, all the differences. But I guess it was a little bit different. My first trip, we spent time in martial arts in two areas, one being in the Tai Chi and also in the Wushu as well. And we kind of split our time on that. So it wasn't focused just on the Tai Chi piece of it. I found the trip to be quite different than the one that we're on this time. Just from a lot of aspects, I guess we were with a bigger group too. Focusing on Chen style allowed me to spend all my time when we were doing martial arts just to look at the one in particular. Also, I think this time has been different because I'm at a different level of my studies in it, since it's been 2 years since I've been here. So from a martial arts studying perspective, I was able to look at things slightly different than at my other stage, I guess. Not that I'm much higher in skill, but I just think my experience and knowledge is a little bit higher, so I was able to take things in differently. As well, I guess just from being in China, the second time is a little different just because I've somewhat, I'm not used to, but I knew some of the things to expect when I was here. So it was a little easier to to come here and already not be comfortable, but just have an idea of, how things might be and interact with people, that sort of thing, the environment. So it was a little different experience. I was probably a better experience this time than the first one.
How has it for you been studying with, in your case, Grandmaster Chen? Yes.
I think it's been a great experience. Just seeing that my teacher's teacher and his capabilities, and just seeing the connection between how Grandmaster Chen has taught my master, and how that's all sort of that lineage or that linkage between them, and how the similarities now that I see. I've studied with him on some brief occasions through the last 4.5 years I've been with Master Yi, but it's short periods of time. So this being able to spend more time with him and seeing how things work, it's been a great experience, and be able to get some of the knowledge. Sometimes it's been very overwhelming though. I know today it was a long training session, and after a while your mind just seems to be overloaded, and you just need to take a second to sit down and sort of go through everything and analyze it. So, but it's been definitely a great experience being here with him compared to my last trip where I was just with my teacher at that time.
You've had an opportunity to do some push hands in a couple of different places here in China on this trip.
Right.
What has been your experience doing push hands with the locals?
Well, it's been a great experience because it gives you a chance to see people's different methods and their ideas of what push hands is and what Tai Chi is. It helps you to see some things that maybe they may be online with the way that I'm studying things, and in some ways see things that maybe I don't feel is the right path to follow. But I guess taking it all in, I think it's still beneficial to see everything. But it's definitely, you can start to see where some things, that's not a path that I would want to follow. But it's still been great, I think, overall.
An experience on this trip that really stands out to you so far, a story or an anecdote?
From the martial arts experiences here, to the group dynamics from coming here and meeting people from North America that I haven't been around and trained with before. There's definitely things that stand out in my mind just from a training perspective. Being here with Grandmaster Chen and seeing ideas and ideas from.
What's one of the greatest lessons in terms of training that you've learned so far on this trip?
There seems to be so many. One of them just training hard and training wise, and following a good teacher. I don't know if that's a lesson. That's something I guess everybody always looks to find. But coming here and realizing the skill level of my own master and Grandmaster Chen, those are some of the big things, I guess.
Thank you, Scott.